For over 1,000 years, Constantinople stood as one of the most powerful cities on earth. Its walls had driven back Vikings, Persians, Arabs, and Crusaders, earning a reputation for being unconquerable. Yet, come May of 1453, a young and ambitious sultan would test the legend. Constantinople was more than a city. It was the living heart of the Byzantine Empire. As the last echo of Rome, its walls protected treasures and knowledge from centuries past. The city's strategic position connected continents, hosted rich markets, and commanded sea and land. But by the 1400s, its glow dulled. Those once mighty walls now guarded a city in gentle decline. Years and years of war had eroded Byzantium's strength. The vast empire shriveled until only Constantinople remained, surrounded by hostile lands. The population dwindled. Where once hundreds of thousands thrived, now a fraction persisted. Empty coffers spoke of a world that had outgrown its rulers. Ottoman territory encased the ancient city on every side. Trade dried up, and starvation crept in. The pleas for aid, carried by desperate envoys, met silence or hollow promises. 7,000 stood behind the battered walls, 7,000 against an ocean of 80,000 Ottomans. At the helm of this besieging army stood Sultan Mehmed II. Barely more than a youth at 21, he burned with hunger and vision. Well-tutored and politically sharp, Mehmed gazed at Constantinople not as an object, but as his fate. On April 6, 1453, Mehmed encircled the city with his forces. Steam rose from the fields as massive cannons were dragged into position. These were no ordinary weapons. They were engineered monstrosities, monstrously large bronze cannons capable of shattering centuries-old defenses. The greatest of these, the basilica, stretched over 8 meters in length. Its first crack unleashed a thunder that would echo through history, hurling gigantic stone balls into the walls, pulverizing brick and mortar. The era of medieval fortifications stood on the brink of extinction. The city's defenders worked relentlessly. By day, cannon fire filled the sky with stone and dust. By night, tired hands patched wounds in the walls. Each morning saw the ancient city reborn in pain, its wall unbroken, but its stones softened. The Golden Horn remained the artery of hope. The Byzantines cast a massive iron chain across its mouth, barring Ottoman ships from entering and keeping one flank secure. For days, it seemed the defenders might prevail. But Mehmed was relentless. Refusing to admit defeat, he ordered his navy dragged across land, over greased logs and steep hills. Dozens of ships arrived in the harbor from the unlikeliest direction, an audacious move that sealed Constantinople from all sides. Inside the city, sorrow mounted. Food supplies vanished. Fatigue ruined morale. Even the steadiest fighters faltered. The bells tolled, echoing prayers that grew more desperate by the hour. Emperor Constantine XI presided over this twilight with grave dignity. He refused every offer of surrender, walking the ramparts and urging his men to hold. He understood that the city was his empire, his birthright, and his last defiance. May 28th was a night of preparation for both sides. The Ottomans prayed beneath the stars, seeking divine favor. Cannons thundered ceaselessly, and all watched the horizon for dawn. With the rising sun of May 29th, Mehmed ordered the final assault. Wave upon wave, Ottoman soldiers crashed into the city's defenses. Inside, warriors and citizens alike met them in frantic close combat. Stone corridors shook with violence and determination. In the chaos, fate found its door. A small gate, the Kirka Porta, was left open by accident or by fatigue. Ottoman troops streamed through in a surge. Defense sites collapsed. The city's last obstacles crumbled from within. Constantine XI stripped away his rank, donning the armor of a common soldier. He charged into battle, fighting and vanishing in the desperate melee, lost to history in those last moments. 53 days after the siege began, Constantinople surrendered. The Byzantine Empire, once stretching from Spain to the Holy Land, was snuffed out in a single, harrowing morning. Rome itself was buried beneath the stones and dust. Sultan Mehmed II entered the city as its new master, halting the sack and pledging to rebuild. Constantinople transformed overnight from Byzantine to Ottoman, reshaping its destiny. The great domed Hagia Sophia, built as Christendom's pride, was claimed as a mosque. Streets and culture began gradually morphing. In time, the city would be reborn as Istanbul, a new chapter for a battered legacy. Across Europe, the news ripped through kings and clergies. Trade networks crumbled, fear and awe swept through the courts. It seemed that the very fabric of the world pulsed with change. From the ruins, Greek scholars fled west, carrying manuscripts and wisdom. This migration helped spark the European Renaissance, breathing life into a fading continent as a new era dawned. Constantinople, the jewel of empires, was more than a city. It was a living history, and on one fateful morning, 1,000 years ended, and the world awoke anew.